I'm going to be going through this GCSE further maths question. So the question says, P, Q, and R are points on a circle center O. Angle POR equals 120 degrees. PQ equals 4 centimeters. QR equals 5 centimeters, as we can see in the diagram. Work out the radius of the circle. Give your answer in the form square root k, where k is an integer. Okay. Now, the first thing that I can see, the first thing that I'm trying to do when I see a question like this is see which relevant circle theorems, or irrelevant, we don't know which ones are relevant until we actually answer the question, which circle theorems I can see. Well, the first one I can see is that OR and OP are radii, which means that this angle here is 30 degrees, and this angle here is also 30 degrees, right? Because 180 minus 120 equals 60, and 60 divided by 2 equals 30 degrees. 180 minus 120 because the total angle in a triangle is 180 degrees, and 60 divided by 2 because the base angles in an isosceles triangle are the same. Okay, nice. Now the other circle theorem that I can see is that this angle here is 60 degrees because the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center, or the angle at the center is double the angle at the circumference, whichever way you find it easier to remember. So 120 divided by 2 is 60. Okay, now I'm going to split the triangles that I can see two triangles into I'm going to draw them out separately and see if I can spot anything that will help me solve the question. So I know that that is 60, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, well, looking at this triangle, I can see that I can use the cosine rule, right? Whenever you have two sides and you have an angle sandwiched in between, right? You know, something where like this, and you have the angle like that, then you know you can use the cosine rule. So A is this side over here. We want to find this side. This is PR. We want to find this side over here. So this is our A. So A squared equals B squared. B and C, they're interchangeable. It doesn't matter which one you pick. So I'm going to make B equal to 5 and C equal to 4. So B squared is 25 plus 4 squared, which is 16, minus 2BC. So times 5 times 4, cosine of A. So cosine of 60 degrees. 60 because 60 is the one that is opposite the side that we're trying to find. Okay, so now we simplify this. So 25 plus 16 is 41. 2 times 5 times 4 is 40. And cosine of 60 is 1/2. And this simplifies to 21. So A squared equals 21. So A is equal to square root 21, which is equal to PR. Nice. Okay, now the isosceles triangle at the bottom, we're going to draw that out as well. Okay, this is O, this is P, this is R. We know that PR is equal to square root 21. We know that this is 120 degrees. And we know that this is 30 degrees and this is 30 degrees. And OR is a radius and OP is also a radius. Okay, well, looking at this triangle here, we can actually use the sine rule. Okay, because we have an angle and the side opposite, and we have an angle and the side opposite. Oh, actually, we have another angle and we want to find the side opposite. So we can use the sine rule for sides. So square root 21 over sine of 120 is equal to R over sine of 30 degrees. Now we're going to rearrange for R. So square root 21 times by sine of 30 divided by sine of 120 is equal to R. And this is a non-calculator paper, so we're going to have to use our exact trigonometric values. Sine of 30 is equal to 1/2. And sine of 120, well, if we draw out a sine graph here, right, this is 180 degrees. This is 90, okay? And this over here is 60. Remember, the sine graph is is symmetric over 90 degrees. Okay, so sine of 60 equals sine of 120. So sine of 60 is equal to root 3 over 2. So therefore, sine of 120 equals root 3 over 2. And now we're going to substitute that back in. So we have root 3 over 2 here. So root 21 over 2 over root 3 over 2. The over 2's cancel out, right? Because it's the same thing as times by half on both sides, on the numerator and the denominator. So they cancel out. But if this is complicated for you, if you don't, you know, at this point you still find it complicated to solve, what you can do is you can write it out like this. And then you can solve this root 21 over 2 times by keep, change, flip. So 2 over square root 3, which is equal to square root 21 over square root 3, which is equal to square root of 7, which is in the format which they asked for. They asked for square root k, where k is an integer and k is equal to 7 for us. So our radius is equal to square root 7.